this is Stampy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video, and another video inside of Stampy's lovely world. Today in this video I'm going to be joined by Polly Reindeer, who is over there, and I'm also going to be joined by Fizzy Herbert, who is sneaking up behind me dressed as a pumpkin. I know you thought you were going to scare me, but I'm really brave, especially for a cat, so there's no way that was going to scare me. It was actually a little bit scary, let's be honest. Right then, let's go and have my breakfast to start things off, which is of course going to be a cake. Nom 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 nom. Barnaby, you can stand up and you can follow me for the moment at least. And before we go back to the old bingo hall, thank you for that. It's one thing when you're doing it from like the other side of like the field, but when you just throw it right in my face as I turned the corner, that actually kind of scared me a little bit more than Fizzy, who I think was trying to scare me. So yeah, before we go over back to the bingo hall, and fingers crossed I'm able to get it all finished today, I'm of course going to add someone to my love garden. And today I am adding G. I don't mean to have this sign just full of people that are only going by one letter, but we had JJ last episode, and today we have G, and that's because he wanted to make a really low-tech Stampy, so he made a Stampy Cat sock puppet. And you know what, I haven't actually seen too many Stampy sock puppets. There's been many different types of Stampy that I've seen over the years, but this is one I haven't seen very much, and he did an amazing job, so thank you so much for doing that, G, and welcome to my love garden. Alright then, Barnaby, let's get you over to the doghouse so we can choose which doggy partner is going to be joining us today. And yeah, as I said, we're hopefully going to get the bingo hall done. We've done amazing progress on it so far. We've only had 2 episodes and we built a pretty enormous area. So I think the big thing is we haven't done the roof yet, and that's the thing we need to remember. So we're going to get all of the mechanics working today, hopefully, and then we're going to put a roof on top of the things. And it looks like Polly has made a selection, and Polly wants Benton to be joining us today. So Benton, you can stand up and you can follow us, and we can go and do the relatively fast walk over to the brand new bingo hall and be able to get it done. So basically, the first thing that I wanted to do today is to get the minecart track working. So if you didn't see the last episode, basically the way it's going to work is there's going to be a minecart that's going to be whizzing around the top of the area. When the minecart goes over a detector rail, it's going to send a piston pushing down, and whichever bit of redstone where the piston is pushed down is at, basically that is the coloured bit of concrete which is going to get dropped down, basically making it pretty much random in terms of which one's going to drop down. So basically what's going to happen is when you press the button, it's going to make one of these random colours drop down, and then that's going to be the colour that everyone has to fill in their little areas in the ground down here. Also, you may notice if I press the button, because these get pulled back as well, I've added hoppers underneath, because any concrete that might have already fallen down would be sitting down there. So you press it, it would go back, and then it would be sucked up into the hopper to be collected in the future, and then another one would go and be dropped down. Of course, we haven't added the minecart yet, so nothing's being dropped down, and it looks like Fizzy has decided to keep the pumpkin on. I bet you won't do it. I bet you won't do it for the whole episode. There's no way you're going to do it for the whole episode. You're going to get so annoyed because you can't see anything when you're wearing those silly pumpkins. I don't know. Maybe Fizzy will. Maybe Fizzy will. If someone would, then I think it would be Fizzy. So yeah, this is the redstone that we did in the last episode. I made it a bit neater. It's exactly the same. It works in the same way, but I made it a little bit neater since the last episode. But basically, it's mechanically in the exact same way. And then I also finished off the track of redstone, so all of these pistons are now lit up. And of course, I added in a bit of the concrete powder as well. So now I just need to go and add in the minecart track. So the good thing about this is basically, where did my ladder go? Here it is. Yeah, so this is basically completely separate to all of the rest of the redstone. So we can basically just ignore everything that we've done already and just go and add in my own minecart track up here. So first things first is we need to add detector rails. So these detector rails need to be directly on top of where all of the pistons are. So basically, as the minecart goes over it, they're going to drop down. The problem is if I just did a straight circuit going around the outside, just like a complete circle, the problem is that basically the timing wouldn't be perfect. And so say if there was just a straight track between these, then both these pistons would end up being pushed down at the same time, which we can't have happen, because that would mean that 2 bits of concrete powder would end up being dropped down at the same time as well, which wouldn't be particularly helpful. So what we need to do is make sure the timing works so that as one gets pushed down, the one that was down before lifts up. So basically, we just have to kind of zigzag around the track a little bit to make sure that can happen. So let's just go and send this one off here. And Polly, tell you what, if you go and start doing that side down there, I'll go and do this side here. So there's going to be a little bit of a loop around here. I think I'm going to go and add in most of the power rails a little bit later on, but this will go and link up with what Polly's doing over there. So as you can see, rather than just going straight around the corner, we are just just a little loop just to slow it down a little bit. And then from here, we can just do a loop going around to the back here. And I did a little bit of testing, and the timing is pretty much perfect, almost perfect. So I pretty much, there's never going to be a time where two are going to end up dropping down, which is basically all that really matters. So this is, oh dear, that's not meant to happen. And of course, anytime you're building with minecart tracks, you can expect for them to be completely annoying and link up with each other like this in these really annoying ways. Oh, I think I did this wrong actually. This needs to go down here because the problem is these detector rails, they can't go around a corner. They always need to be kind of going straight on like this, which kind of restricts a little bit what you can do. But yeah, this is basically how the track needs to go. And oh, hello, Polly. God, you got that done fast, didn't you? And yeah, sorry, Polly, that was my bad. You carry on doing what you were doing down there, and I'll go and do this section around here. So yeah, this is basically the way the track needs to be. But of course, we do need to add a few power rails in. We don't want to add too many in though, because once again, it's going to make it so that the mine cart is going too fast and then, would end up having two pistons down at the same time, which is something that we don't want. So basically one power rail there and one power rail down here. There's no real science to the way that I'm doing this. Basically, I just did a whole load of experimenting until I found out kind of the way that made it work pretty much perfectly. And that is the way I'm going to do it. So there's going to be a power rail down here like this and then one more down there like that. So this is basically one length of track. If you want to build it yourself, let me just stand up here and you can kind of have a look down and kind of see the way the pattern is. This is basically the way it needs to be going along there like that. And then we just need to do the exact same on all of the other sides, and looks like that's what Polly's doing. And whoa, while we've been doing this, Fizzy has been doing a load of work building up all of the walls as well. Because remember, all of this needs to be blocked off, because if you can look up and you can see the minecart making its way around the track, then yeah, it would be not very fun, because you can just kind of do it with timing rather than randomness. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to break a bunch of holes just next to where the power rails are, just because I need to go and add in some levers. Actually, you know what I could do? I could just add in some levers next to them. I was going to do some levers like, oh, I don't know why I'm... I was thinking of getting cobblestone to make levers, and I just placed it. When when you're thinking something, then you end up doing it. Like, I always do it, like, if you're thinking about something, you end up saying it. Or typing. Do you ever do that when, like, you're typing something, but, like, you're thinking about ice cream? So I might be saying, like, how are you doing today? But I might say, like, how are you ice cream today instead? I do that all of the time, and that was just a Minecraft version of that there. But yeah, I was going to do these on the underneath looking up, but I guess we could do it down here. It's probably a little bit less neat. But hey, if the redstone works, then I am not going to be complaining at all about that. So yeah, basically we can add a few power rails around here. Then let's do a little bit of a test. Let's do a bit of an experiment before we go around and do all of the rest of it, because I have tested this before, but I did do it in my sketchbook world, and I don't think it would make any difference here, like when I was doing the behind the scenes. But maybe if my lovely world's a bit laggier or something, maybe it would make a difference. But it should basically be the same. So you should see as one of the pistons goes up, the next one goes down. You see that? So it goes one down and then one going down like that. The first one was a little bit slower just because the minecart needs to build up a bit more speed. So once the minecart has gone around a few of the corners, and sorry, Polly, sorry for saying, oh no, it's going down this way, come back, the runaway minecart. Yeah, so once it's gone around a few times, then it will kind of get set in the speed that it will end up being going. So let's just leave this minecart here for now. Polly, if you carry on just finishing off placing down the rest of these power rails, in fact, let me go and throw some power rails to you, because I don't know how many you've got on you. Yeah, if you go and do that just to get the minecart whizzing round, then we should be able to do a test, because that's going to be the last thing mechanically that we need to be doing for the entire place. And while they do that, I'm going to go and do a bit of a start on the roof. So the outside of the roof along here is going to be relatively simple. Basically, we're just going to be using the same color scheme that we've done before. The light blue with the dark blue around the outside, which I think looks rather lovely. And then in the middle, we're going to have some really big windows. So basically, there's going to be huge windows looking down, mainly just to add some light in, and they're going to look pretty cool as well. But the big kind of standout feature, I guess, of the roof is actually going to be the concrete powder, because every time you play the game, all of the concrete's going to be dropping down, and of course, in a single game, you could end up having the same color dropping down more than once. And so we wanted a really quick and easy way for the game to be reset. So basically, we're going to have huge stacks of the concrete powder going up through the ceiling. One, so you can go and get up onto the roof to be able to reset them easily, and also it would just look really cool with them poking out of the top. And it also just means we can have loads more of them, because if we did it so it only you went to that height, then you could be in the middle of the game and one color would run out and then you'd have to climb up and reset it. It'd be really annoying. This basically means, unless you're having a ridiculously long game of bingo, which would be really boring, you shouldn't, fingers crossed, you shouldn't ever run out of the concrete powder in the middle of a single game. And I've just noticed the pumpkin has gone. Even Fizzy wasn't able to bear wearing a pumpkin for that long. It's fine. I do not blame you, Fizzy. I would rather you be able to build with 100% vision rather than having a silly pumpkin. So yeah, basically that's the reason the concrete powder is going to go out of the top. So there's going to be like some towers which are going to be poking up behind them, which are going to have some ladders on. So I also just thought is I haven't actually decided how you're going to be able to get onto the roof to be able to reset the concrete. I guess we just need to add a ladder on the outside of the building. We could actually do one maybe going up the middle. Maybe I could do a last minute change from the way I intended this to be. So yeah, let's get to this row here and I'll kind of show you what's going to be happening next. And oh, I see a minecart going. So it needs to be going in the other direction, Polly. It needs to be going, what's that, clockwise rather than counterclockwise from the way I'm facing. Otherwise, I don't think it will make its entire way around. I think so. I don't know, maybe it doesn't make a difference. So yeah, once we get into line with the concrete, these are obviously going to be poking through the ceiling, and then we're going to have a slightly raised up section at the top there. I believe Fizzy's got a bunch of concrete powder on him as well, so we can actually start the stack. So these are going to end up going 10 blocks higher above the rest of the building. I think that should be high enough. Any kind of higher than that, it kind of starts getting like kind of a bit silly for how tall it is. And if anyone knows me, they know I hate anything that is even remotely silly. So I think leaving it at this height is going to be fine. So these eventually are going to be going up really high, and these are going to be going, as I said, 10 blocks higher above the area. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then let's do the same on this side. This is going to hurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I just wanted to count for at least 2. Like I can kind of just look at the other ones and just line them up from now on. But I always like to double check, count more than once just to make sure. And look at that! I even brought my crafting table with me. That's such a rare thing for me to do, to actually plan ahead to do that. And then yeah, we can basically make a bunch of sticks out of these planks and then go and do a whole load of ladders going up to the top here. And the only reason for this is the way you'll be able to climb up, and then you'll be able to place your concrete down here just to be able to very quickly be able to reset the game and get all of the concrete down there. So let me go and do all of the towers on this side over here. Then I'm going to do a bit of a start on the window in the middle. And then I'm probably going to go and help Polly because I realized, I said, oh, Polly's up here with us. I guess that's all working. That's a good sign. If Polly's not doing the redstone, then that means the redstone's done because she does not stop until the redstone done. So that's a good sign. So yeah, let's go and do a little bit of a start on the middle bit of the roof, and then my helpers can kind of carry on building up that side along there. And then yeah, let's go down and see if it works, because it should now, in terms of like the mechanics and like everything that you need in order to actually play the game, it should be, I think, completely working now. I can't think of anything else that needs to be done, which is exciting because we pretty much got it all done in videos, and it all seems to be working, which, you know, should seem like a bit of a given, but well, it's not, is it? that doesn't always happen, does it, in my lovely world? So that is rather exciting. So right, then let's go and make a bunch more of these ladders. There's one more of these towers here. Once again, I can kind of line up and kind of look at where the other towers are and make sure that they're the same height. That looks about right. Like, it doesn't matter if they're exactly 10. It could be like, you know, 9 or 11 or something. As long as they're the same height, then that's going to be fine. No one's going to be going along and counting. It's always nicer to do an even number when you can, though. But yeah, basically what's going to be on the next row is here. It's going to go in slightly raised, and there's going to be like a big square around the outside here, and then kind of squares inside of that square. As you can see, a lot of squares inside of this game. Well, a lot of squares inside of Minecraft in general. I guess there's squares and everything in Minecraft. But yeah, this is going to go around the outside like this, and then there's going to be kind of like the four corners where we're going to have a bunch of light blue glass panes, which are going to be letting the light into the game. So let me just kind of mark where this is going to be going around the outside, and then I can drop down to where Benton is, and yeah, we can see whether it is completely working, and I think it should be. I can't think of any reason why it isn't. The only thing is if like the power rails weren't spread out kind of completely right, and then like the minecart doesn't make its entire way around or anything, but I feel like I can keep hearing it. I feel like I can keep hearing pistons going, and oh, here it comes, and it looks like it's working absolutely perfectly. So right, let me just go and make my way down here. There's not an easy way to get backstage to the redstone area, really. I just had to break a hole in the wall. So right then, let's test it. So if I press the button, it should make one of these random colors drop down somewhere in the room. And aha, there we go. I panicked for a second. At first, I didn't see one drop down, but then it did. So basically, what this would mean is that anyone who had done the floor in that color would have ended up getting a point. So that would be anyone who got the black carpet would have got a point there. But then when I press the button again, it should get rid of the black concrete and then drop down another random color. And it did, and it dropped down magenta. It's working. Honestly, I am genuinely shocked that we were able to get it working so quickly. So let me just go and add in a few more details down here. So of course there needs to be a bunch of carpets, which I have stored away inside of here. There's also spare concrete down in here, guys, as well, if you do run out, which is something that I expected might happen considering how much we're using. So yeah, we need to make 4 different chests. And these are going to be the 4 different chests. And the way it's going to work is normally, like, you wouldn't have every number if you're playing bingo. But because there's only 16 colors inside of Minecraft, basically everyone is going to have all of the same 16 different colors. And the only thing that's going to be different is the way that they arrange them. Also, you're going to be able to arrange them yourself rather than having it like randomly arranged. Like, it doesn't really make any difference. Basically, it's going to be fine if you go and arrange them yourself. So basically, we have 4 of each of the different colors because that's all we're going to need. And so basically, we'll need to put one of all of these inside of all of these chests here. I don't think I'm going to be bothered to do it all now because we're not going to actually have a proper game. But yeah, basically you'll go and put all of these inside of here. Let me just go and throw these inside of this chest for now so we have them. So basically you'll just take one of each of those colors of the carpet and then let me show you how it will work. Oh, actually, I realize we should also, I don't have them on me now, but have the solid blocks of the wall as well, just to be able to mark whether you got it right or not, because the way, oh, that's my pickaxe. The way it would work is let's just go and put a few colors down. Let's say red, orange, purple, and green. These are the colors that I have. Of course, you would eventually fill the entire thing in, but let's just go and place these down. This is the line that I want to get. Then let's see if I get lucky. Let's see if I get one of these colors dropping down. The chances of that happening are pretty slim, but let's see whether I get lucky. And oh no, I didn't pick yellow. Oh, I picked red and orange, but not yellow. But let's say that was an orange one, and this was an orange bit of wall. Basically, if you place it on the carpet, it will end up floating above it, which would basically be marking that you've got the orange one, but you'd still be able to kind of see it perfectly fine down there like that. So that's going to be the way that you're going to keep score. And I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to do the rule where if the same color comes out again, you take away a block. I might do a few tester goes and just see how long games last and how fun they are, and then maybe play around that a little bit later on. But I'm just so glad this works because I press that. There goes the yellow block, and then another one should drop down. It was yellow again. What are the chances of that? That was unbelievable. Right, anyway, I should get back up to the top and help everyone else out doing the roof because I really want to get the top of this roof finished today. I kind of need to break myself a hole. So yeah, I do need to do a little bit of a think about access to the roof as well, because you are actually going to need to be making your way onto the roof quite a lot while we're doing this. So right then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the video a little bit while we kind of carry on doing the outside of this roof here, just so you can kind of see what this place is going to end up looking like once it's completely finished. Okay, as you can see, we made some pretty good progress. So the towers where all but one of the towers, let me just go and finish that off now, have been placed up here where the ladders are going to be. And then actually, while I'm up here, it'll be a good time to show you the pattern that we've done down on the ground. So it looks really fancy, and it is quite fancy, but it's pretty simple. So basically, you start off with just doing a big box, and then you cut away the corners. And then if I come down here, we break away like kind of these little middle areas down here. So I always like starting with a really simple shape and then just like slightly altering it, and it means that you can build something that does look really fancy, but it's actually really easy to build, because I'm always trying to build things that are going to be easy, because I get confused really easy when I'm doing things in the video. So the easier it is, the less chance there is that I'm going to end up kind of confusing myself while I'm building it. So yeah, just break away these little bits here, the bit in the corner, and then in the very middle here where this torch was, basically there's just going to be one little bit of glass down in the middle there, and that kind of ends up making the pattern, which is going to look like this, which is going to let I was going to say let all of the light in. Of course, it's the middle of the night now, so there's only a little bit of moonlight to be let in. But during the day, it will be lighting up the game, which is generally when we're going to be playing. As you can see, most of the concrete has been placed around the outside now. So let's go downstairs and how am I going to do this? Will I survive that? I'll survive that, won't I? That'd be fine. Okay. Wow. I guess I just needed the boost of confidence. I was fine. I was absolutely fine, by the way. For all I knew, I could have had like 1 heart, guys. I could have had like 1 heart. So yeah. This is pretty much how it's going to look on the inside here. Basically, these columns are going to go all the way up to the top, and then there's the one little gap around the wall there, which we can go and fill in as well. But basically, you can get a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like, and you now know how it's going to work. I just want to do it one more time, just because I really enjoy doing this. Press the button. Goodbye, yellow, and hello. Oh, did none drop down? Am I going mad? Oh no, why did I say, let's do it one more time, and then that's the time it doesn't work. Let me press it again and see if it works. So what I think happened is I think it must have been in the small gap when one of the pistons wasn't pushed down. But if that does happen, it's not oh no, it's broken. Something's broken it. It's broken. No, maybe the minecart stopped moving. That's okay though. That's okay because we can just see exactly where it stopped moving, and we might need to add in just a little bit more of a power rail. Why didn't I leave? Actually, it's much better to find out that it's not working now rather than we go to actually play the game and then we discover that it's not working. And aha, the minecart has stopped here. So this power rail, that's so weird. It stopped here because look, it's just gone over a power rail. Why would it stop there? I wonder if it glitched or something. That's such a weird place. Like, you could expect it to stop, like, here somewhere. But, like, how would it go over the power? I think that might have just been a glitch or something. That is so weird. Right, let's go down and do an actual one last test to go. Just to make sure after that last test to go, yeah, didn't work. So let's go and fill this inside of here. I'm going to go and fill this gap inside of here as well. But tell you what, let's all take one bit of carpet from one of these chests down here and we'll place it. And if anyone wins, then they're the overall winner. So we'll tell you what we'll do. We'll keep going until we get one of the colors. Actually, let's all say we can pick 2 colors. I'm going to pick yellow and orange. And then I'm going to have it on this little acacia side down here. And basically, the first person to get any of the colors that they've placed down wins. Okay, so let's try and make sure we get different colors. Of course, we might end up mixing. So you don't need both of them. You only need a single one. This isn't the proper game of bingo. This is just the little test to go. And I can hear the minecart actually whizzing around now. Right, color number 1 was red. And oh, Polly's only got 1 color. Oh no, and Fizzy wasn't able to win. Oh no, Polly's got 2 colors now. Okay, none of us were able to win on that round. Let's get rid of the red. And the next color to drop down is white. None of us have done white either. All right, let's go press it again. Goodbye the white and hello. Oh, that is cyan. Oh, has anyone got cyan? I think, oh, what is it? Is that cyan or light blue? I think it is. I think Fizzy was the winner. Of course, this wasn't the actual game, but that will give you a pretty good example of how the game is going to work when we go to actually play it in the next episode. So yeah, that is going to be the plan for then. We're going to come back to the bingo hall to have ourselves our first game of bingo. Hopefully it's all going to be working then. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!